you ever looked at your friend group and felt like you're watching a movie with the same cast of characters on repeat? You've got the mom of the group, who's always ready with snacks and solid advice. Then there's the hero, always dragging everyone on an adventure. And of course the joker, who can get a laugh out of anyone. What if I told you these aren't just quirks, but classic personality roles that have shown up in stories for thousands of years? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the secret personalities in your friend group. We'll be using a modern set of 5 common archetypes inspired by the work of Carl Jung to decode the people you see every day. The famous Swiss psychiatrist Jung believed we all share a collective unconscious, a part of our mind with universal patterns of thought. He called these patterns archetypes, and they shape everything from our motivations to our friendships. By the end of this, you'll never look at your friends or yourself the same way again. First up is an archetype you'll recognize in a heartbeat: the caregiver. Sometimes called the nurturer, this person is the absolute emotional core of your friend group. They're driven by a powerful instinct to protect, support, and look after everyone else. Think about it. Who's the first person you call after a terrible day? Who brings you soup when you're sick or always has a shoulder ready for you to cry on? That's your caregiver friend. They're all about compassion, generosity, and selflessness. This is the friend who somehow remembers everyone's birthday, organizes the group gift, and genuinely wants to hear how you're really doing. At work, the caregiver is the colleague who brings in homemade cookies for the team just because. This drive to nurture is what fuels them. They find real joy in helping others and making everyone around them feel safe and comfortable. But every archetype has a shadow side. The caregiver's greatest strength, that incredible selflessness, can also be their biggest weakness. They often stretch themselves too thin, putting everyone else's needs so far ahead of their own that they head straight for burnout. Their deep desire to help can sometimes morph into enabling, where they accidentally support a friend's bad habits instead of encouraging them to grow. If you have a caregiver in your life, the best thing you can do is remind them that it's okay to be taken care of too. Check in on them and let them know their well-being matters just as much as everyone else's. Next we have the Everyman, also known as the regular guy or girl. While not one of Jung's original archetypes, this role is a staple in modern interpretations and is the glue that holds so many friend groups together. Their main goal isn't to stand out or lead the charge, it's simply to belong and connect. The Everyman is grounded, humble, and so relatable, which makes them incredibly easy to be around. Ever notice that one friend who just seems to get along with everybody? They float between different social circles, dodge drama, and make every hangout feel way more relaxed and inclusive. That's the Everyman. For them, being part of the team is what counts. This is the friend who'd rather have a casual barbecue than go to some exclusive party, or the co-worker who joins the bowling league not to win, but just to be a part of it all. Their strengths are empathy, reliability, and their totally unpretentious nature. They just have a way of making people feel seen. The shadow of the Everyman, however, is a deep fear of being left out or being seen as too different. This can lead them to lose their own identity in an effort to fit in. They might bite their tongue or hide their own desires to avoid making waves, which can keep their friendships from getting truly deep. In their mission to belong, They can forget who they are outside of the group. If you're friends with an everyman, encourage their individuality, ask for their unique take on things and celebrate what makes them them. Now, let's talk about the powerhouse of the group, the hero. This archetype is on a mission to prove their worth by overcoming challenges and making the world a better place. The hero is all about resilience, determination, and a deep-seated need to conquer obstacles for themselves and for others. The hero is the friend who automatically steps up in a crisis. Your car breaks down at 2 a.m. They're the one who answers the phone, no questions asked. They're the ones who will confront injustice, whether it's a bully on the playground or a boss with an unfair policy. This isn't just about big movie-style moments. You see it in the friend who dedicates their weekends to a cause they believe in, or the sibling who advocates for their family. They are defined by their courage, strength, and an unbreakable will to keep going. But the hero's path is a tough one. The shadow side of this archetype can show up as arrogance or a constant need for another battle to fight. They can become so wrapped up in being strong that they refuse to show any vulnerability, building a wall that makes it tough for people to get close. There's also a huge risk of burnout, as the hero feels a constant pressure to carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. If you have a hero in your life, remind them it's okay to rest. They don't have to fight every single battle. True strength is also knowing when to ask for help and letting someone else be the hero for a change. We're about to jump into two of the most intriguing archetypes, the innocent and the trickster. Do any of these sound like you or someone in your circle? Let me know in the comments which archetype you're relating to the most. And if you're enjoying this look into the psychology of your friendships, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into how our minds work. Section 4. The innocent, the eternal optimist. The fourth archetype is the innocent, the eternal optimist of your friend group. With a genuinely pure and positive outlook on life, the innocent's core desire is simply to be happy and to see the good in the world. They believe people are fundamentally good and hold an almost childlike faith that everything will turn out okay in the end. The innocent is that friend who always finds the silver lining, no matter how dark the storm is. They're the ones encouraging forgiveness and believing any conflict can be solved if people just talk it out. Their endless joy and hope can be incredibly inspiring and often serve as the group's moral compass. They are loyal, trusting, and just want everyone to get along. Their presence is a breath of fresh air, reminding everyone of the simple beauty in life. The shadow of the innocent, though, is their own naivety. Their refusal to acknowledge the darker side of life can leave them vulnerable to being taken advantage of or completely heartbroken when reality doesn't live up to their ideals. They can be way too trusting and may struggle with hard truths, sometimes preferring to ignore a problem rather than face it head-on. To support your innocent friend, it's important to protect their wonderful spirit while gently helping them see the world's complexities. Give them a safe space to be themselves, but also offer a grounded perspective when they really need one. And finally, we get to the most unpredictable and often misunderstood archetype, the trickster. Also known as the jester or the rebel, the trickster is a whirlwind of energy whose main job is to challenge the status quo, deflate oversized egos, and tear down old rules, usually with a ton of humor and wit. The trickster is the friend with the lightning-fast comeback who can break up a tense argument with one perfect joke. They're the ones who question authority and ask, "Wait, why do we even do it this way?" They are the innovators and outside-the-box thinkers who aren't afraid to break a few rules to reveal a deeper truth or a better way forward. While their methods might feel like pure chaos, tricksters are often the reason a group grows and evolves, forcing everyone to adapt and not take themselves too seriously. The shadow side of the trickster, however, is their potential for causing real hurt. Their jokes can cross a line, and their love for disruption can make them seem unreliable or careless. Because they live by their own rules, their behavior can be destructive if it's not balanced with a little self-awareness. An unhealthy trickster is just a cynic, tearing things down with no plan to build anything better. If you have a trickster in your life, the key is to appreciate their wild spirit and humor while also setting clear boundaries. They are a vital part of any group, reminding us not to get too rigid. So, the caregiver, the everyman, the hero, the innocent, and the trickster. As you think about your own circle of friends, you'll probably start seeing these timeless roles pop up everywhere. You might even notice different archetypes showing up in yourself depending on who you're with. But understanding these secret personalities isn't about slapping labels on your friends. It's about appreciating the complicated, amazing roles people play in our lives. It gives us more empathy for their strengths and more compassion for their weaknesses. Recognizing these patterns helps us see that friendship is a deep and dynamic dance of different energies, all coming together to create something whole. Who are the archetypes in your life, and which one are you? Thanks for watching.